Howdy, everyone, and welcome to the stream. Hit the wrong button. Today, we're going to be working on the long-awaited cheese crafting system. As you know, I'm a big fan of cheese, and so in this game, we're going to have a cheese crafting system that works a lot like a potion crafting system, where you'll throw in some ingredients and you'll get a specific cheese, and it'll do some fancy things. So that's what we'll be working on today. How are y'all doing? Hopefully, all right. Sound is good. It will just hold the music. That was low. Yeah. It's just desktop audio. I can bump it up for later next time because otherwise I'll forget. So today we're going to do that. We're going to be doing a little bit differently. Today we're probably doing some actual coding. Usually on these streams we do some art. We'll probably do some art starting out though, just to sort of warm up and get going. So we'll do a bit of art, a bit of design too, because I don't have anything planned. I have a busy week, so yeah. So we'll have to design this system and see how we want it to do. I'm thinking something a bit, I don't know the word for it, but like you'll have these separate ingredients and you'll throw this and then throw them into a thing and then you get your potion or your cheese. So yeah, cheese is easy to draw. Well, we already have a piece of cheese, but we'll probably have to do something. Well, we ain't gonna go too much on art. Like icon art's pretty easy though, but like I'm thinking like the crafting station kind of thing, all that fun stuff. But we already have a piece of cheese, which I'll go ahead and show it now. So, inventory, no, art. Let's see. Items, there we go. Okay, so we already have a piece of cheese, which I've been, if you've been watching the devlogs, you've probably seen this little guy. And so we'll have to need things like milk, probably some salt. What I'm thinking is you'll have like different types of milk, different types of salt, and you'll throw these together and to make a specific type of cheese. And so, as for coding wise, we'll have to make things like the specific items and what they do when you use them. So that'll be fun. Are there going to be cheese weapons? No, they're not going to be cheese weapons. We're not going to be real cheesy about this. We're just, it's going to be, you craft the cheese thing, you eat the cheese. We're not going to go beyond that really. Stinky cheese, or probably some blue cheese. Blue cheese is one of my favorite. So yeah. All right. So let's get started. We'll probably start off. Well, like I said, we need to design this. We sort of need to get some ideas. And I'm not too familiar with how cheese is crafted, if I'm being honest. I've looked at it a little bit, but we'll probably just make a pot for now. Just throw your stuff into it. Voila, you get cheese. Do you have any ideas for the cheese data type? I don't. Let's take a look at that right quick before we get started. Let me close this. We'll get a look at that. We'll take a look at the inventory system that we have. So we have here the item base. So we have item food. When you use the food, you'll get health in that. This is pretty much how the item system works. Is it has a use command and a can use. And can use defaults has the, well, I guess not. But yeah. Dairy sounds like a good data type. Let's see. What would we need? Well, dairy would probably be like a food item. On its own, like if you drank the milk, or you're talking about just the dairy in general, I don't see a point in having that. G, you'll need a churner. That's good. So yeah, we'll need a churner. Let's go ahead and make a list of things we will need. Oh, let's see. Cheese. So churner. I'm pretty excited about this. And this one has been on my list. It's been on my priority list for a long time. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So this one, I'm looking forward to doing this one. Any special types of goats and milks? Yes. So I'm wanting to do different milk types as well. And the milk types will affect the type of cheese that you get. And probably even have some vegan cheese because I don't want the vegan, because with cheese being such an important part of the game, I don't want vegans to feel left out. So I'll probably do some kind of vegan cheese as well. So yeah, all kinds of, or maybe a vegan setting towards vegan cheese is a thing, right? I don't know a lot about what vegans do. Truffle milk cheese. That feels a little too personal. Cheese probably has an array of ingredients, objects, and it's right. Yeah. Objects, a sprite, and inventory items have a quantity. Yes, that's already built into the base item thing. So let's go ahead and close all this, and we'll take a look at that. because it's been a while since even I have looked at this. We created this item system at the very, very start, like before the first devlog. So yeah, that's pretty basic. So just have the ID, which identifies it, texture, which shows it into your hotbar, and the max amount. There's gonna be some cheesy jokes come away. Oh, I guarantee it. It'll be good though, because I'll probably be making a few, like in the devlogs and stuff like that when we talk about this, and I'll probably rewatch the stream and steal some of these. So if you post a joke up, there's a good chance I'm gonna take it. Oh, me, jokes. I don't know, puns. Sometimes when I do puns, they're usually accidental. So I don't, yeah. All right, so items. We have cheese. We have food. We'll need a specific cheese type. That's for sure. So we can go ahead and add this script here, because this is going to have. I'm imagining it's going to work like a potion system, where you'll have like I don't know, like you. I don't know. That's what we're going to design today. We want this to be modular, to where like the types of milks and stuff that you throw in will have different effects. Like it maybe replenish health by a certain amount, certain percentage, and that kind of thing. And the stronger milk you use, the better effects you get. But while we think about this, and if y'all want to pitch in or whatever, we'll do some drawing. We need a churn, and we need some milk. We need. Find a tablet. Oh, I didn't expect to do some drawing. I expected to get right off the bat, but we will. It'll be a nice warm up if I can find all my stuff. Oh, good. There it is. Okay, good. Bro, the stream is cheesy. It's probably going to be. Curds are laid into a round wood mold to make wheels. Okay, so probably need a mold. Molds would be nice, because we'll have different types of molds too. Like at the same time, we want to streamline this. We don't want it to be too intricate. Otherwise, that could be overwhelming to the player, especially if it's something as big as like a potion crafting system. Granted, you don't. I imagine you won't need to craft cheeses as a requirement. Like you could find cheeses too. I imagine that'll also be a thing, or buy cheeses. So the cheese crafting system will be optional gameplay wise. So yes, we need to mold curds. We need to make curds maybe. With the big cheese wheels. Yes, I would like for there to be cheese wheels, and then and this will be like sips from a potion bottle. Like maybe you'll make a wheel of cheese, and then you'll break it off into quarters, and that'll serve as like 4 potions. Because, cheese potion is probably not going to be just to toss a thing in, get a thing out. It might take some time. And then you'll do this at your base. So, I love cheese. It's so good. So, it's a very common one now. Very good. Let's see. So yeah, we need wheels, we need rinds, we need milk. Now, and I think rennet is a thing. I don't know how much we'll get into that. That sounds very intricate for whatever we need. So yeah, I mean we have enough here. We can get by without drawing. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll get started on the UI. It's been a while since I've made a UI as well. I have this automated, thank goodness, because this would have taken a lot longer. So let's see. All right, so if we open up container, no. What is this? This has been a while. Let's look at inventory. Okay. So if you look here, we got these scenes. This is what happens when you open up a chest, and this is what happens when you open up your inventory. And these here have the hotbar slots. Is that an automatic thing? Doesn't look like it. There we go. Inventories. I don't know. Okay. What is this? Inventory panel. Okay. So, legendary cheese. This is why you leave comments for future you. That is good. That is true. Let's see. Y'all, it seems like having a ball with the cheese stuff in the chat. All right. So. this will be fun because, like I said, it's been a little while since I've done this. We have an inventory UI, which I think. Let's see. What is this? That is the display. Coin label. Sorry, slots. Just refreshing myself here. These are all hotbar slots. Could have sworn I automated this better. Did I not? Or is it a... What is this? Inventory display. Okay, I think this does go through and gets things recursively. Looks like it, yeah. Okay. So then, if I go here... Tell you what, we're not going to worry with UI right now because that's going to take a while to get used to. What we will do is we'll create the tile entity that's going to use this thing. So we'll inherit this. This is what we're using for everything in the tree in the game that you interact with. So, like for example, the chest. The chest is a tile entity, and it has things like the interaction area, which when you right click on it, it will pop up the thing. It has a static body, and this is used for like placing it down and stuff like that. And the lot bounds, which is for making sure that you place it in the right area. Which, speaking of which, I hacked this together because if you've been watching the dev streams, you see that I've been working on a level editor. And so my level scene is sort of thrown into chaos right now. Because it's not how I normally have it. So we're going to have to rig a few things here. Just make sure we get loaded up in the town. Normally I would be able to have a... Oh, so let me fix that right quick. Normally I would have it to where it can... I could change it here, but that's not working right now. So is it just me? Is the cheese looking kind of thick? Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, we're in the town here now. We can place stuff here. So we're going to make... could have sworn I added the thing. So tile entity. There, okay. Weird. Alright, and when we save this, we'll just call this Cheese Crafter. Since we have a lot of Danny watcher followers here. Alright, tile entity world. Tile entities. Cheese Crafter. And that'll do that. And then we just need to create the item for it. So this would be in placeables. Here. And if we create a new resource, and this is how I'm handling the item data. The item data is separate from what you have. This is like the data that defines the item. And so this is a placeable, which should be, yep. Boop, boop. And if we just say cheese crafter. All right. And then we pass in this guy. Oh, all the cheese talk. This might have been a bad idea. Let's see. Let's see. We're just going to do a temporary sprite here. We can draw this later if we want to. If we get to the point where we're like, hey, we need to do a sprite there. Just for now, we're going to have something that we can tell that it works and that it's good to go. It's the best sprite ever. Let's see. Tile entities. And let's see. And if we add a sprite, we should be able to have this place in the world. It's going to be terrible, but there it is. Boop. Okay. And then almost there. we need this here. Is that a 16 by 16? Yes. Okay. So that should be it. And then we can go ahead and do our player here. No, this one. And we can just give ourselves some cheese. So, in theory, if we say inventory.add item stack cheese crafter. Oh. We'll see if we have it. Then we can place it down and start getting started. There it is. And it's easy as that. Can we place it? Cool. Now, we need to enter a pop-up thing there. So, can we have a cheese weapon? No, we're not doing cheese weapons. We're not going too cheesy with this. This isn't meant to be taken like too far with it. We're just for classy folk that like cheese, that want to eat cheese. This is what this is for. What can you defeat with a cheese weapon? That's certainly not a mouse. First stream that I was able to catch. Welcome to this stream, bud. What is the purpose of the cheese? The cheese is, I should probably put that in frequently asked questions, actually. Let me edit that right quick. The cheese is pretty much another term for a potion. This is how we're going to handle potions. So, think of this as a potion crafting system. So, I don't see the thing for editing, though. Cheese as a currency. It's an interesting idea. I wouldn't say like a full-on currency. Just right quick. Say, what is cheese? Cheese is this game's equivalent of potions. Alright. Simple as that. Here attached to cheese coins. So there will be cheese of invisibility. Yes, I mean, I won't say exactly that, but yes, that's the general idea. Like, if you need to heal, then you'll eat a slice of cheese or a wedge of cheese or whatever. I'm going to repeat this. I'm not going to read it. Let's see. Cheese summon rats. I'd fight for you. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting idea. Cheese rats. Now, I will say that I hate rats. I despise rats. Invisibreed. That is good. All right. So yeah, that's the general idea. We'll have these recipes. Now, we have to think about like this, like what would determine the effects? Like, what do we throw in that determines these effects? And done in such a way that it gives us a lot of flexibility. Like, say with Skyrim's potion crafting, you had to combine two effects that would combine into one, or if you did more, I think it would make it more powerful or something like that. And so that, they had a lot of different items you could throw around. One thing I'm wanting to avoid with this game is just inventory management, like, as an annoyance. That's one of the reasons I'm wanting to craft. I'm wanting to avoid a common crafting system, like where you chop down wood and chop down whatever. So I don't want it to get too out of hand. But yeah. Oh, also, by the way, ignore the fact that these are no longer rice sorted, just because that's part of the broken thing that I was mentioning earlier, to where my system's not set up to like it should be. Basically, when I create this world, I'm just laying this on top, and the levels in the background just not doing the chunk loading thing. Cheese types purchasable food from NPCs. Yes, so there will be like a shop where you can buy cheeses if you don't want to do your own crafting thing. But potentially you'll probably get better cheeses this way. And more options. Like maybe you can only buy a certain amount of cheeses or types of cheeses per day or whatever. So yeah. So the idea being here. We place this little guy down. We would right click it. It would pop up in an inventory. of maybe. Yeah, probably pop up in inventory, and then we would put items into it. No, well, I don't want this to be too tedious to do though. I want this to be, a fun mechanic rather than something you have to sit there and fiddle with a lot. I believe there's an implementation to the API. Add a fermentation cauldron to make milk into other products. That's also something we could experiment with. Not just cheese, but yeah. Okay, so that's what we'll do first. This little guy here is going to be like a fermentation cauldron, and then we'll do some drawing. Let's do some drawing. Well, because I don't think we're getting a lot of progress here yet, and so we're going to draw a thing of milk, and what we're going to do, we're going to have that be a little fermentation cauldron. You'll give it your milk, and then it'll start a timer, and then that timer, when it runs out, you'll be able to collect. Well, what do you mean? What would you collect in that kind of thing? Like, I know if you heat up milk and give it a certain bacteria, you can get yogurt. I don't think I want to make a yogurt crafting system. That is not the right cable. Which means I have to find my cable. Oh, I did not come prepared to draw at all. Hold on. Oh, good. All my stuff is scattered. There it is. I was actually filling out this stuff here lately. Okay. So yes, so let us draw some milk. I already read that. Ricotta is made from leftover cheese byproducts. Correct. Let's see. You can download the game? No, not right now. We're still working on the demo. Blue cheese's mold will work well with the mushroom thing. Oh, that is a good idea too. Yes. I'm going to take note of that right quick. Blue cheese. Just mold in general. With mushroom thing. We'll keep an idea on that. Because that is a cool thing we could do. Like you could go harvest mold from the mushroom stuff to use into your cheese crafting. Do you believe in cheese magic? Let's see. Alright, so milk. What we already have a few things here. Probably won't use. Okay, so do we go traditional jug of milk? You need rennet for cheese, but I would skip it for a game. That's what I was thinking too, Elf Draw. I think I mentioned this earlier. Like, you need rennet, but I don't think it's an interesting enough product. Like, the things that come to mind, I think cheese is just technically milk, rennet, and salt, if I'm not mistaken. And so I'm thinking maybe different types of salt. 24 by 24 is the best. Now that's for character sprites and stuff like that. I'm using a 16 by 16 for icons, for inventory icons. What does this mean we get cows? Yes, there will be like animals and cows and stuff like that. That is intended. I don't know when. But like I think I mentioned this when we first made truffles, is that like there will even be pigs, like common pigs in the game. Like not just truffles to pick. But you'll be able to like there will be common pigs and probably do a farming type thing. Like I don't want to go like this is not a farming game. This is more of an RPG. But I like the idea of like you having animals that you can use to make cheeses and stuff like that. Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. You can add a goat enemy that drops rennet. That's true. I haven't drawn a goat. We should draw a goat at some point. That's the stream we're going to do soon as well. is drawing some more enemies. Well, not enemies. Pets probably, because that's another thing. That's something I want to do soon. Is implementing the actual pet mechanics, because they're not just going to follow you around like they've done in the devlogs, but it's not on my priority list either. So that's something we'll do in a stream soon, is to draw some more pets up. Something I debated with on this stream was to either make pets or make cheese. And pets, they're going to be annoying because of the AI stuff. Make a cat guardian that defends your house from rats that come to steal your cheese. Could do that. So many breed jokes. Breed's an easy one to do. So, I mean, you literally just need B and E, and you can make a breed joke just about anywhere. Yeah. So we'll be doing pets soon. I don't know how soon, but yeah, we'll get there. Jug of milk. So I'm thinking we could do a carton of milk or a jug of milk. This is more of a primitive time. They would probably do like, I don't know, how would they probably do like a, I don't know. They probably have like a stomach or something like that they'd keep it on, but we're not doing that. So instead, we'll probably do like a glass bottle with a cork. Where's my preview at? That's weird. Gotta have that preview. Okay. Bowls or skin boots? No, we're probably just gonna go glass jug. They probably, like, it doesn't fit the time that we're doing this in, but it's good enough for me. We can cut that out there. Yeah. And these ain't the colors we're gonna use either. They're just sort of laying this stuff out, and we can worry about how well it fits another time. Bro, you are the best. Well, thank you. I'm glad you think so. I do what I can. Let's see. It's a wooden bucket with milk. Looking at the time frame, this is going to look, what the game looks to be. We could do that. Would it make sense to the player, though, with it being something like this? I'm thinking, like, even though this doesn't really fit the timeline, it would immediately click to the player that this is milk. You are adding cheeses. We are adding cheeses, yes. Specifically, we're adding the milk and talking about the cheeses for when we do add the cheese. You guys said city slickers for the giant vat of milk just after the cows have been milked. When it's still slightly warm. There you go. I mean, I wouldn't just say city slickers. I grew up farmland and ranch land and stuff like that, and wasn't that close to milk. We didn't have a dairy farm or anything like that. So wouldn't say it's specifically a city slicker thing. Pardon my throat today. So that's good enough for now. We don't need a whole lot right now. We just need to sort of get the idea going. So we have the milk, we have the cheese. We probably want to do the salt. I'm thinking we'll have different types of salt, because you could get like, I had an idea where you get like fire crystals that would act as a salt for maybe like a fire potion or whatever, or cheese. Rock salt that you could get from golems. Just that kind of make a little rock punch, or make salt punch too. Whole stream is just for cheese. Yeah, we're doing it. I like the cheese potion idea. I'm feta for RPGs, only using healing potions and stuff. There you go. What will the cheese be used for? Cheese is potion. Cheese is the equivalent of potions. Salt and cheese. There you go. So that's the idea. Like, I'm thinking that's the main parts of the thing, and then we could add in like whatever else extra for potion stuff. So we have the milk. We need the salt. Now, I need to look at what types of salt I use, because right now I'm just thinking we just throw whatever. It's like, this is one of those things we don't have to be accurate with. They might have a special types of salt that they use or whatever. Probably not, but you know, we just need to get the idea across. We don't have to be accurate. Reminding about the rare legendary cheese goat. What's this about a cheese goat? Y'all creating lore in the chat. Add an M on the bottle. I thought about it. Let's go ahead and add it. Won't do it. Very pretty easy. I haven't thought about doing it in red, but yeah, we'll go do it. Doop doop. Yeah. Okay. Will there be vegan cheese? There will be. I've been thinking about this for a while now. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it. I want, you know, like with it being such a big mechanic, I don't want vegans to feel left out. And so what I'm thinking is like a vegan setting instead of a vegan cheese. Like you click a setting and then everything gets turned into like vegan cheese, you know, like it gets vegan added to it. Are you a vegan, Drake White? Right. Because I would love to talk with the vegans about this. Like, what are their opinions on this? Because it's something that has been on my mind for a little while now. Sort of. Yeah. I'd love to hit you up on that kind of talk. Tofu. Well, at least it looks the part. No, this is supposed to be salt. We'll get there. We just started. What I'm thinking is a couple chunks of salt, just something like that. You gotta go out, Drake. Am I vegan? Oh. Doesn't that irritate some vegans? I know they get really irritated with like half veganism. You meant the vegan alternative. What are we talking about? Tofu. Oh, gotcha. And Dawn Ages before the time of man, the legendary cheese goat was born. Of the aether of the world, they said its milk could quench the thirst of 1,000 men. Sounds legendary. Let's bring this. Alright. And I'm thinking I need to get a different color here. I need to get something that's bright but not white. Maybe we'll go ahead and add it. A tint of yellow, I'm thinking. I'm vegetarian. Cow eat grass, I eat cow. I don't think that's how that works. What's going to happen? A vegan is going to physically attack me. They're basically made of glass. Let's see. You should add skins that you can buy with real money or cheese or well, you mean buy skins that get downloadable content that you have to buy with cheeses. I think that would be just the worst to try to manage financially. More trouble than it's worth, and I would probably want to eat the cheese, and I can't say I would trust it if I'm being honest. Now, microtransactions is key. There you go. That salt looks like glass. Well, we're about to add a darker color to it. Let's see. I don't know, like, I have no idea what salt pixel art would look like. Such a weird item to make pixel art out of. Try drawing a simple mound of salt. Oh, that's actually a good idea. That's a good idea. stereotypical salt shaper, but it's actually a good idea too. We'll try this first though. And we'll even do a bit of dithering, I think, to make it look, to add a bit of texture to it. Then we'll go with that darker color here again, just for a bit of contrast. Sodium chloride. Is that egg? No, what would be egg? Nice salt mountain. Thank you. So it came together surprisingly quickly. I figured it would take a little bit longer. Let's see what that looks like in the game. Okay. Now the interesting thing will be the different, interesting to do. Dropping in to thank you for your Godot tutorials. Well, thank you. Been a while since I've made those, though. I have to check. It's been at least a few months. It looks good, and you can remove the outline underneath and add specks around. Add specks of salt around the edge of the... To remove the outline underneath. So far, every item I've made has had the bottom outline. I think that might look weird, but I do agree with some, like, something here maybe. Maybe. Salt is the only edible rock if you're not a brave boy. That is a let's see. Okay. Let's see what these look like in game. So right quick, I think we already have the cheat. Yeah. Instead of making items for these, we'll just go. We just want to see what these look like. Oh, gee, does your pen need batteries? It needs charging. It doesn't need batteries. So that's what that looks like. It's not too bad. Let's move it up a little bit. This is not an accurate cheese making sim. It is a small mechanic in a game with walking skeletons. That is correct. We don't need to get too into depth with this. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's take a look at the milk. And that's the thing, like, we don't want to get too tedious with this, because if it becomes an annoying mechanic, then the player's never going to use it, you know, if it's too complex, and plus it'll take me a while to develop if we get too crazy with it. So we do need to, you know, and this is not going to be in the demo. It's like, this is just a fun thing we're doing right now. I hadn't planned on doing this for a long time, but someone mentioned doing a coding stream again, so I figured that'd be something we could take a look at. I really wish I had time to refresh myself on some of this stuff, though. Because as you develop a game, and like, some of this stuff gets old. It's been a few months since I've looked at like the inventory system. So that'll be fun to do. I need to look at this. We want to change out for milk. Let's see what this looks like. I think it needs to be more bluish. But overall, it's not too bad. Just notice that any key has a different profile picture here. And in Discord, yeah, he may have a few different ones that he swaps them out for different play areas. Everyone told you look like Brian Shaw. I don't even think I know who that is. I don't think I've ever heard that either. Yay for coding. Yeah, we'll probably do some coding in here a little bit. Yeah, me skeptical. It's been a while since I've done a coding stream. I've gotten too comfortable with the drawing streams. I think I probably prefer those. Are easier for me to engage with the community rather than sit down and type in all that stuff out, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, you would remove the M on the milk icon and change the color to black. Like what color are we changing to black? Yeah, you're freaking online celebrity. that is a fact. Any key is a celebrity. All right, but I think it does need a bit more bluish. What if I get rid of it though? Yeah, also, do we go empty bottle? Probably not. That might be too much. Blue makes it look like water. I think the shadow might be a little saturated, but I like the wider part. I think the end look better as a light blue, like that. And then we'll probably change this one. No. Pull up our color thing. This sprite seems to have flipped some stuff around on me. It's not the way I left it. So yeah, this feels too desaturated. Or too saturated, excuse me. Does using GLAS2 affect performance? Mainly frames per second. I'm not sure. It might depend. Let's see. Let's take a look. Milk versus orange juice, gang. It's been a long time since I've had orange juice. Wait, it's like years and years since I've had orange juice. I think the M is hard to see. I think if we go with that. That's what that looks like. Milk good, orange juice bad. Both good. How about that one? This is gonna be a pain in the rear end, to be honest, I think. Not sure what to do with it. But I'm not too concerned. I'm not gonna get caught up on it. We just need something. I'm gonna go back to red though. Pardon me. Just for now. Whoever thinks OJ bad. When did we start? Why did we start talking about orange juice? Okay. So milk and salt. Now, I think, do I have a cauldron? I might be in my other game I'm thinking of. I actually drew a cauldron before. Wasn't too bad. Yeah, I don't think so. For the most part, it's a bottle, and that's what the players will see. Broad strokes. That's what yeah, we're moving on. Still from Pokemon, they have milk too. Let's take a look. Oh no. We're moving on. We have the milk. That's what we need. I can refine this later. So okay. So what we're gonna do? I think we got what we need for now. Oh no. I'm gonna draw a cauldron, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have it to where you put the items into the cauldron and out will pop your cheese. And I'm thinking, for now we'll go UI-less. We'll go like the Stardew Valley route, where you hold the item and put it in. That way we can skip the UI. It'll probably have a UI when we do it proper. What's up, gamers? Howdy, Danny. Let's see. This game is cool now. Can you imagine how cool it'll be after 3 years? Thank you. Player has ascended. Alright. Oh. Yeah, right. So we're drawing a cauldron. Right quick. And that should be all we need. Now with this cauldron, what are the white things by the player? Oh, that's that was his slam animation that I haven't reset yet. Oops. So if I were to go idle, it would fix that. Okay. Can we re-add cheese and ingredients to make different cheeses? Re-add cheeses? That's interesting. Why would you re-add cheeses? Tacker. Howdy, tacker. Alright. Now this is a tile entity, so we can go for larger with this one. For that, let's pull up our mock-up here. What was the recent one? It was the Enemy 3. This one. And then we'll just get rid of it. We'll save a copy of this as for cheese mock-up. In case we ever need to draw any extra cheese stuff today. Get rid of all of this. Alright, now we can get started on the cauldron real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Cauldrons are pretty simple. Oops. I'll add a new layer here. Use the output cheese as an input ingredient for another cheese. We could do something like that. Usually we'll opt for powers of 2. Any reason why we're using 24 by 24? Because I like how it looks. I mentioned this in, it might be the first devlog. 32 by 32 pixel art is very tedious. That's a lot of polish, a lot of work. I tried this previously in another devlog, and 16 by 16 is not enough for me personally. So I like to use 24 by 24 because it's just, I think it looks really nice. Cookie mechanic. That is intended as a back burner thing that we might get into at some point. This is a back burner thing. We're just having fun with this. I wouldn't expect to see this in a devlog for quite a while. There are a lot of other things that I have to focus on right now, but we're just having fun, chilling out, talking about cheeses. Tile temperature game is 16. 16 is very common, probably the most common, but I like a little more detail, but not so much detail that that 32 comes with. Because that was why I quit my not my first game, but my previous game that was attempted. It's sort of like this one, except for it was going to be a roguelike, like every other game that's apparently coming out now. It was going to be like a Stardew Valley meets roguelike, and this is a very wide cauldron. We don't need that wide. The art killed it. Thankfully, goodness, to be honest, because I don't think it would have been as good as this. So with this one, I decided to go back to my RPG roots that I enjoyed as a kid. The whole cheese thing is giving me positive vibes. You like it? We'll have to see how it goes. Still, too many cheese puns, I think. Oh. What are you drawing now? A gun. No, we're drawing a cauldron. Let me go ahead and finish this out right quick. This will be where you pop in your ingredients. This can be symmetrical. So Wait, it's not cheese now? What are you talking about? What are you on about, man? Can there be a blue ribbon around the rim of the cauldron? What do you want a blue ribbon around the cauldron for? Is that a specific thing, or what are we talking about? You cook cheese in a cauldron? We're going to. This is just a temporary thing. We're combining it into a cauldron. This is not meant to be a final thing. It's just meant to sort of chill out and talk with while we think about what we're doing. We will get to implementing the actual cheese thing here in a second. I mean, why couldn't there be a blue ribbon around the cauldron? If the cauldron is going to be cooked, do you heat cheese during the process? You need a churner. I'm sure you need other things too, though. Surely a cauldron is involved. I really just looked it up. This is why you work with references. Oh, man. I'm just wondering why do you animate the fire instead of doing particles? Why do you animate the fire? Oh, well, for one, I wanted to animate fire. I had never done it before. Two, I like the animated look better than particle fire. And Godot and particles, I've always had a rough experience with, if I'm being honest. Even now, like anytime I start up particles, like I start them up, I think whenever the fireball hits, and I start some up when I start it whenever a character dies. They'll spawn these little white things, and there's always a bit of lag when it happens. All the time. I've never not had issues with that kind of thing. So I'm always skeptical about using particles in Godot. They used to have a real big issue with HTML, but thankfully they fixed that. I would in my recent Ludum Dare game, Bricked Out, I did a whole bunch of particles and forgot to check that if they ever fixed that. So it was sort of a wild shot about whether or not that was going to blow up or not. It's not fair. Any key gets all the new updates before anyone. Well, he's got access to the Trello board, so he knows just about everything. Let's see. I think that's good enough for a cauldron for right now. I imagine it's probably also a blessing and a curse because he's got to look at my organization skills. Let's see. Talent sees. Cauldron. Okay. I think the particle system was updated in 3.2. That's good. Is that where they fixed the HTML thing? Because I know it still lags though, which is I'm not too fond of. Making a 2D platformer fighting adventure game. Do you have any suggestions for how to make platformers in Godot? There was once a channel that made videos on that. It's been a long time though. I don't recall their name. Let's see. So now let's go ahead and make the cauldron thing. Well, we already have it. We have the cheese crafter. Cheese crafter was the thing. Am I pixeled it a bunch? Mm-hmm. He did. Born CG has it. Does he have a platformer series? I didn't know that. Was not aware. Heartbeast had one. He was one of the originals that had a platformer series. His GD Quest, did they? GD Quest does a lot of stuff, so it's quite likely. Heartbeast, yeah, Heartbeast is a good guy. I like Heartbeast. Also, I didn't do an outline. Silly. Just wanted to thank you. Are a huge inspiration. Well, thank you. I'm glad you. Thank you for watching, bud. Oops. We can. Oops. Here's an idea. How about cheeses that can be cooked in the cauldron, but some parts dropped by monsters can be mixed in to make cheeses with special effects the player could use and eat. Parts dropped by monsters. So like a food, because I was thinking that as I read that, like could do a food thing, to where like you combine cheeses with certain things, get certain food items. That could be interesting, maybe. Not sure what you mean though. Two favorite Godot people, you and Harvey, so good. There's a goose in the chat, and that goose joined our Discord recently. That's about all they've said. It's a good-looking cauldron. I would disagree, but I appreciate your kind words. The perception's weird, but I'm not so concerned with it. I just wanted to get that outline. We're not here to do art. This is meant to be a coding stream, so I'm not so concerned with it. Coding. Let's go here. If you make the cauldron, churn, whatever, in charge of tracking input ingredients and producing an output item, you have an abstract crafting system. Yeah. I'm probably going to do this in such a way that I could extend this easily. I don't want to. I'm not really interested in having a universal crafting system like gather wood, make planks kind of thing, because it lends to a couple things that I want to avoid, namely the inventory management and kind of that kind of thing. So I want to try to avoid that, but it would be nice to have the option to easily flip a switch and do that. So it would be nice to have a thing to where it's like I give you an array of items and you return an item. So that might be what we try to do here. This is sort of a general purpose crafting system. Sup, bro? Popping in for a second. How are you? Yeah, welcome back, Formclake. Pretty good, bud. It's nice to see you. It's Formclake. Formclake's great guy. He's working on Tetraforce, the like a battle royale Link to the Past, right? Or Link's Awakening inspired battle royale. Really good looking game. How's that coming along, bud? Oh, that's gonna bother me. That looks weird. Do I fix it? No. It's not a battle royale. Oh, a multiplayer co-op. Though. Got you. The PvP is for fun. Got you. Let's see. It's a cool idea, though. If you're interested in Godot and adventure RPG style games, give Formclake a visit. That is correct. I actually learned quite a few things from Formclake when I first started, namely the tile set spawning thing I picked up from him. Free advertising thing. There you go. Let's see. Right, so we have the interaction area. Let's see, I don't think okay, we just need to give it a shape. I think I could fit the pig in that. I don't think you could, to be honest. The pig's bigger than the player. Oh. I think someone told me he wasn't chunky enough. I was like, I don't see how I could possibly make him any bigger. What is not a sprite? What am I doing? Collision shape. Oh, not that one. Get out of here. This is the most important stream. G done. There you go. I wouldn't say it's the most important stream. To be honest, I'm being a little more laid back than I probably would be. Oh. Getting that video out was a hassle. But I'm wanting to experiment with the Tuesday uploads just to see how much they perform. Speaking of which, I should check that right quick. Wait, can we cook truffles? I didn't know about that. No, you cannot cook truffles. That is not an option. Not unfortunately. It's not an option. Is the frog in the game? You know what? I forgot about the frog. Forgot all about that. We will probably add a frog. We'll have a frog pet. Frogs are not cute though, so I mean it'll probably be an ugly frog. You ever gonna do 3D stuff? I've done 3D stuff. I prefer 2D stuff to be honest. But you'll add it to the card. You ain't gotta do that in actually. Oh, you're probably just making him feel better about it. Yeah, I get you. Frogs aren't cute. They're not cute. Oh, it's good to have you back, Formclake. Let's see, what was I doing? Oh, right. Interaction area. So let's add in a square. Squares are easier to do. Trying to remember the team making the trash themed Godot RPG. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Damn it. I don't remember that name either. That's a really pretty looking game though. All your games are trash themed. This one is specifically trash dump themed and it's really pretty. Kingdoms of the Dump is the trash game. Nice. I want to take a look at that one again. Take a look at their Twitter. Okay, I'll just keep that up for later. Nice looking title, that. Yeah. That's something I need to work on. That's what I've been doing. I was going to pull it up, then I caught a glimpse of Aniki staring at me in the corner of his eye. What's happening? I just got here. We're implementing this cheese thing. We're fiddling around, having fun. I'm adding this cauldron here, which we're about to do the mechanics for. And chatting and stuff like that. Old Formclake is here with us. So we're chatting with him. You've been at 4K for over a year, you think? Need to do some more videos, bud. Get them views up. He's slacking. Let's see. Okay. Cheese crafter. 0 content for you. I mean, 1K in a year for 0 content. It's hard to complain about that, to be honest. Okay, so there's the cauldron. We want to be able to click this thing. Now, if I remember correctly, look at this. I should have let me look at the chest. On interact command here. This is where we do our stuff. So if we go back to our cheese crafter, extend the script, we can just say that, and we can say prompt test. Can you borrow my cute bear? No, you can't borrow Paul Bear. I need to use them again. I ain't used them in a while. You gotta be careful though, because like my first devlog, I was like, I'm gonna use Paul Bear, and now if you go and hover over my video, they'll show Paul Bear, a clip of Paul Bear, rather than the actual gameplay from the devlog that I made about my damn gameplay. It's kind of annoying, but I need to throw them in there again. I just haven't really had many uses for it. When I get the pet system, well, he'll be thrown in there at least, because I do miss the guy. It's very important to me. So yeah, if we pop that down, we should print that test, and we're good. It's how we know it works. Now, and we're going to work on the crafting mechanic itself. People get tricked into watching GE because of the cute bear. You need a cute bear. Oh, he's really close to 5K then, huh? It's 4.99. uh, so yeah, if you're here, go sub this form click. Get him up to 5K. Mm. He's a good guy. He's got a lot of really good content with, like, if his Zelda series, if you go and watch that, you can learn a lot of stuff, especially the tile setting thing that I do. Because if you look at my prefabs here, I love this feature, by the way, form click. I'm gonna praise you forever for this one, because it's like when I seen that I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. So if we look here, like these items that I place in the game, like here, I place them in a tile map, and they get spawned in the world. And these are tile entities, you know. And because it takes that tile map and then uses that to spawn the items. It's a really fantastic feature or technique that he does. So back to this. We have. Let's make a crafting. Do we want a resource? What if you have to unlock the cauldron by doing a mission for the chef NPC? Unlock the cauldron. Maybe. I haven't thought about how to get the cauldron itself. There would be a lot, like this is something we'll have to consider with a lot of this stuff. Like I said, I don't really want a universal crafting system. So things like the pottery and the bookshelves and base building stuff, you'll have to acquire it some other way, like maybe through a shop or finding it in chests or whatever. So, right. So what I'm thinking is we'll make a resource, maybe. Yeah, okay. So we'll make us a resource. And this will just be called crafting system. And this will be a very input-output based crafting system. There's a couple things to consider. Yeah, you made it back. Welcome back, Blackfire. There's a couple things to consider. For testing wise, it would be nice to just toss in items from my inventory instead of having to use this UI. But we'll probably want an input and an output. So say get output. Sure. And then from here we'll have item stacks. Sure. This will be an array. Inputs. Another type of array. And what this to do is you pass in an array of item stacks. How's it going? It's going all right. We got some art going. We talking about the actual implementation of a crafting system. We're going to make this sort of like a general crafting system so we can possibly use this in other places. Code Ninja, hey yo, howdy Code Ninja, welcome to the stream. So we're going to have it to where we pass in an array of item stacks. And if you're not familiar, because this is an old thing we created a long time ago before the first devlog, we have an item stack, which is a resource. And it's what it's sort of the data behind the inventory system. There's two different types of item data. You have an item stack, which stores things like the number of items and other modifiers and stuff like that. And then you have the item data, which is like the texture and the name and the maximum stack and that kind of stuff. Even if you never use it again, make things abstract first before a concrete implementation. Peace out, Foreign Clayton. Appreciate you coming by, bud. Stream more. I stream every week. What do you mean stream more? I think I have plenty. Yeah, crafting. Yeah. Because that's what the cheese system is. Cheese is just like a potion crafting thing. It takes an input, gives you an output. Now the input will be different. Like it's not going to be like a general purpose thing, but we can still figure it out. But for now, we're going to do a very basic, simple input-output. So we have the input. What we want, I'm thinking we'll probably go with JSON file again here. We'll go with the dictionary. Let's say constant outputs. We'll go with the dictionary here. We can always put this out as a JSON file later. And so we can say cheese. And then we'll have, and this will be the sort of the JSON format. So we'll have cheese will be the identifier. This will be how we find the input. We'll have a list of inputs. And these will be an array. Right. And we'll have a dictionary, and it'll be like milk. Wait. Item milk. Something like that. Oops. If you're not coding lazy, you're not coding smart. There you go. Code should be made later, lazy, later, easy. There you go. When it comes to coding stuff, everyone is lazy. Yep. All right. Oh. We don't need to be a dictionary. That. Okay, and then the outputs. Do we want to have multiple outputs? Sure, let's make the option for it. And the output will be cheese. Okay. Worst coding streamer ever. His mic isn't even touching the keyboard. There's no annoying background music. Array of input arrays for multiple possible combinations. An array of input arrays. I don't get what you're saying. Right now we're just going to we're going to keep it simple. So we're going to have an array, and then I'll be like, pass in milk and salt, and see what the output for that would be. So for this, so when we get an output, the idea behind is that we're going to iterate through the outputs. So for recipe and outputs, let's print recipe right quick to make sure we're getting the right one. If I remember correctly, this will print out those inputs and outputs. Hold on, I'm not doing anything here. Do we make a singleton for this? Nah. Should be fine without it. We can say, let's see, goat milk plus salt for cheese, and cow milk plus salt for another combination to the same output. Right. We'll figure something out for that. But we can probably use the same input for that, and input array. We'll use JSON for these two, more than likely, yeah. More than likely. Because you can already see the JSON format starting to form. Let's see. And this will make it easier for modders to add their own recipes as well. So whenever we need to go to the cheese crafter. Here we go. For now, we're going to instance this here. We'll probably have it be more global somewhere later. So recipes equals, what did I call it? Crafting system. I think we can saving up to buy it after 3 years. Our output equals and for here we can just say, hold on. Howdy into the cat verse. Where'd my crafting station go? Could have sworn I had it. Oh wait, no. I changed it for the milk thing. There. Alright, so yes, we can output, we get the key. So yeah, we would want to iterate through the values. Wait. Does that work? I'm not sure about that one. I don't think so. I think we're just string. I think that'll probably crash. Yeah. Okay. So we need to go that. Alright, so then we get the output there. Then what we need to do is iterate through this and check it. So we have our input. The thing to do is check to see if it has the thing. Hello, I watched last devlog. Welcome. Glad you watched it. So yeah, we have a recipe here. We have an inputs. We want to probably iterate through our inputs. Both are missing the recipe to make holes in Greer. You know, I think it's the cheese that I haven't had yet. I haven't had it. I might have had it one time. Okay, so in our input, we're going to pass in stacks here. So if we look here, your audio has improved a lot from your first video. First video recorded on what did I record on? I think it was a toner mic. I have a Blue Yeti now, and a bunch of acoustic paneling and an acoustic chamber and everything else. Still a lot of improvements can be made, but it's good enough, I think, for now. So let's see. Oh, so when we pass in the output here, I have it to where I can do item stack dot new, go milk 1, item stack dot new salt. Now the idea being here, we would pass in like maybe our inventory or just some input and output or whatever. He was like 15 then, and he's 20 now. No. Are you a full-time game dev? Yeah. Okay, so the idea being here that we're going to iterate through the recipe, get the values, and we'll iterate through what should we iterate first? I see a couple ways we could do this. We could iterate through our inputs. See if our inventory has it. Welcome home, Pablo. Welcome to the stream, bud. Or we could iterate through. I hear this while writing my philosophy essay. Nice. What's your essay about? I don't know if that's how you write it. Well, that's one way to write it, I suppose. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll iterate through inputs. For input and inputs. This will be an array. And if for what reason we don't have this item in our input, no, hold on, that's not going to work. Recipe input. That code looks neat, by the way. Well, thank you. I wouldn't say it's neat. It just started. Everything else is pretty messy. Let's see. It's about knowledge like empiricism. Nice. Let's see. We have different inputs. So we say has input equals false. And then, yeah, then we just iterate through. Stack and input. The input is our actual input that we passed in. And then we'll check in this to see if we have that input. If we go through an entire input and we don't have it, then the item's not there. We should break the thing and not output anything. I think that's right. I don't understand the language, but still watching the stream. There you go. Hello there. I think arrays have the has function. Wait. Well, this one's a bit different because this is this here, and then there's two different data types. Now, let me look at my stack right quick. Actually, no. Okay, we're going to do it the other way. Yeah, stacking input. What I'm thinking here, the reason I'm doing it this way is because we'll have to say like if stack dot, I guess item data dot ID. Wait. SP input dot. Let's change this to ID because it's the same thing as what we're checking. I don't like joining Discord servers because either I cringe so hard, I leave, or I get banned. What do you get banned for? Recipe. Our Discord is pretty good. A lot of mature folk in there. We end up shooing out any Hellraisers. And I consider it to be like my home, where my community hangs out and everything. So I try to keep it nice and not cringy. Anyhow, so stack dot amount. And this is going to be it's not very flexible. Wait, no, it's greater than or equal to. Let me branch this off right, break this off right here. Recipe input dot amount. So what this if condition does is check to see if the item ID is the same and we have more or equal to than the required amount. If we do, then we have the input. So we can break out of this loop. We're in two loops here. No, I'll do something that I leave the server. Oh. Ugh. I hate to, but I'm gonna call it here. I'm getting tired. I'm having a hard time thinking. This is a very simple thing that shouldn't take this long. It's a good sign that I need to call it a quit. So, yeah, I'm gonna head off. And this won't happen next time. This is a difficult week where I had to get the devlog up. Typically, the plan is for the devlog, I'm going to make it on the weekend, sort of hold on to it for like a day or so, and then, yeah. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming by. Apologize for all the, yeah, y'all take it easy.